Okay, guys, we gotta talk. Because I am so sick of listening to this, and it's actually one of my number one pet peeves, and one of the reasons I actually started this whole YouTube channel thing. And it's finally time, I think, that we start talking about it. Okay, what am I talking about? What bothers me so much? Human apathy, not empathy. Empathy is the ability to make emotional connections with other people and put yourself in their place, essentially step into their shoes to see from their perspective. Empathy is really, really good, and we need ever more empathy on this planet. What I'm talking about is apathy. Apathy is essentially laziness or inaction. And what bothers me the most is apathy in people's lives. So to start talking about this, let me ask you a question. Do you have a friend or a coworker or an acquaintance who consistently bitches to you about their whole life or an aspect of their life that is so awful and terrible and miserable, and then they do absolutely nothing to change it or enact change? Like, zilch. Yeah, you're answering yes right now, aren't you? Because we all know somebody like that, okay? Like, let me give you a prime example that sticks out in my memory that I knew this always bothered me, but it was like, this really stuck out to me. In a previous job, I had a coworker who was a middle-aged woman, and the job was really physically intensive, what we did. And it just beat on her body. Like, so one day she was telling me about how awful it was, how much her body hurt, how impacted all the physical labor at that job was just destroying her, what it was doing to her, how it was impacting her whole life, how she was miserable. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. So tell me, like, what other jobs are you looking at? She was like, what? And I was like, well, this job is hurting you so much every single day. You're in pain and it's making you miserable. I assume you must be looking at other jobs and interviewing at other jobs because this obviously can't continue like this. So I'd love to hear what you're looking at and what some of the options are. And her response was, no. I can't get another job. This is my job. This is the only job I can get. And it's just life, and life sucks. It really sucks, but this is just life, you know? And I was like, no, I don't know. Because, wait, are you telling me, so you're in pain every single day of your life and it makes you miserable and you're not doing a gosh darn thing to change it? Awesome. And here's the thing that gets me too, is that when people do this, like, what this boils down to is excuses that they tell themselves and that you tell yourself of why you can't change something in your life. Why, for all the reasons that your life can't be a life that you love. And the real kicker is that misery likes company. So not only does it make you miserable, but then you can't help talking about it to everybody and spreading the misery around, the negativity about how life just generally sucks. And it's, in my opinion, my opinion, you do not get to bitch to me, especially frequently, if you are not doing a gosh darn thing to change your life and impact it in any way. It bothers the heck out of me when people share their misery, their sadness, their experience, and then aren't doing a gosh darn thing to make a change. This is apathy. It's I see it so frequently in our society, and I think it's both conscious and subconscious, and that the belief that you have no ability to impact your life, which is a total complete lie. And I'll be honest here. Okay, I have to put out there, I'm not talking about life events that are beyond your control. I totally 100% recognize and agree that sometimes life happens. There are things in life that sometimes happen to you, though I'm trying to tell myself they happen for me, not to me. That sometimes things in life happen which are beyond your control. And sometimes they make you happy and sometimes they make you sad. And yes, that absolutely does happen. There are also things and parts of your life that you do have an ability to affect. A lot of things, including your response to life events that you don't have control over. You do get to choose, to decide how to react to things. Okay, let me give you another example, okay, of what I'm talking about. And I'm just gonna make this up on the spot. So, okay, a young, I don't even have to put an age or a gender on this. Okay, a person wants to go out to LA to explore their dream, to explore the possibilities and live their ideal life. But when they're telling you about this and how they wish that they could do this with all their might, and you say, well, why not? Go live your dream. They say, oh, I can't. You say, why? And they say, oh, my family's here. Okay, I get that. But let's be honest here. You are choosing to stay. There's nothing wrong with this. But you have made a conscious decision to create a value system in which your family is your number one priority. And that's often a very beautiful, beautiful thing. My point is that you have decided to make your family your top priority. So when you make decisions about your life, you have decided not to go to LA to explore your dreams in favor of staying where you are to be close to your family. Okay, cool. Like, that's your decision. Don't come crying to me about it because you decided to do that. You just, it's an excuse. You know? Don't complain if you made the conscious decision. If family is what's most important to you, then that's it, period. You don't get to complain about how you can't go to LA because your family's here, because you have decided every day, in fact, you wake up and you make that decision again, that family's more important to you, so you are deciding to stay. Period. End of discussion. Okay? This is my point. If it really hurts your soul that you're not going to LA, then maybe your priority list shifts. And here's the other thing. There's a big gap between where you would be starting, aka the misery space, and this bliss realm over here. And so what I'm not talking about being in the middle. I'm talking about people who aren't moving at all. Because I'll give you an example. I'm in the process of working on my financial goals. My finances aren't where I want them to be. So I am making conscious efforts at the moment to change them. It's hard work. It means I have to make different choices, but I'm slowly moving from the realm of not where I want my finances to be, slowly making progress towards my goal, where I do want my finances to be, and where I will wear a smile on my face every time I talk about finances. There's a progression. So, and there's happiness in this progression, because I've noticed this weird thing that when old friends, when I reconnect with them, they go, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm great. I'm actually currently working on my finances right now, so they're not where I want them to be, but I'm really making progress and it feels really good. And they're like, whoa, that sounds awesome. I'm like, yeah, so I'm still in the process. They're not where I want them to be, but it feels really good to be taking action and making progress. And so I find myself smiling and already happy when I talk about finances in some instances, because they're already better than they were. I've already made progress. I'm taking steps. And so it's painful. I understand. Getting back to that, the bottom line is excuses thing. The reason we make excuses is because stepping out of our current routine, stepping out of your comfort zone, it's scary. I get it. I feel it. It's unsettling, unnerving. It requires courage. It makes you jittery. It can give you anxiety. Like, I get it. It's hard. And so you make all these excuses why it's not even possible for you to step into that realm of new possibility, because why you can't step out of your current zone so that you can tell yourself, so that you can feel better, so that you don't have to stress, you don't have to worry, you don't have to face the fear, you don't have to risk anything. Because you can't. It's not possible. All these excuses, blah, blah, blah. I can't go to LA because my family's here. Do you see what I mean? Going back to that example, you make conscious decisions. Your excuses are your reasoning why something is not possible. But when you shut yourself down, you make it so that that possibility disappears. Words create your reality. If you say to yourself, this is how life is, and I have no possibility of changing it, I have no ability to make an impact or a change in my life, I have no ability to control my life, you make that reality, because that mentality affects your actions, which affects your reality. Doesn't that kind of make sense? So it just kills my soul when I hear people complaining about whatever's really bothering them in their life. And I ask them, I get so excited about this, you guys. You have no idea. I get so excited. I'm like, oh, what are you working on? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing to change that? Like, what are you creating? What possibilities are you creating? And they're like, what are you talking about? I can't. This is just how it is. I hate that sentence. This is just how it is. It is not. You wake up every morning and make that reality continue. Guys, for each of you watching this, and for everybody that you talk to, today can be the last day that you don't have control over your life. Because you absolutely 100% do, and it is not up to me to give you that control. You already have it. You just have to open your eyes and decide you want to use it, that you want to take that control. So we've already decided that you do have control over your life, and that words affect your reality. So at the beginning, I asked you a question. Who did you know who did that? Did the complaining, didn't do anything about it, yada, yada. And you thought of somebody. Now think about something that you might have done that for. Have you been complaining to somebody about the same thing in your life that really makes you upset, that you're not satisfied with? Got it? Okay. What excuse are you telling yourself that is the reason you cannot change that? Is it your financial situation? Because that can change. It takes time and it's hard, but it can change. Do you think it's your education? Because I bet you're actually more qualified than you think you are. And even if you're not, it is possible to always to go back to school or learn from somebody. Find a mentor. You see what I'm doing? All these excuses, you can decide to be, get this, unreasonable. Get rid of your excuses and the reasons why you can't do something, because I guarantee you can. So what's that thing that you're unhappy about? What are the excuses you're telling yourself are the reason you can't change that? Now that we've decided those are excuses and that you do have control, what's the next step you're gonna do? What's the super exciting first step to taking control of your life and making it exactly what you want it to be? What's that first step towards reaching out and grabbing your happiness and securing it for yourself? Because it is not anybody else's job to make you happy. That's all up to you. So what's it gonna be? What doors did this conversation open? I'm so excited. See how anything is possible? We started with a pet peeve, but now I am filled with excitement to hear what's going on in your lives and what this might have opened for you. So please, please, please comment down below and let me know what doors just opened for you and what you're gonna do. Because you do have control of your life. And anything is possible. And it's possible for everybody around you too. For everybody on this planet. No more apathy. It's time for action. Thanks, you guys. And I'll talk to you again soon.